Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Here I got some wood that came from a walnut tree that actually fell on our house in Hurricane Helene. I was actually at work when that happened. I did work at one of those places that told us to come in even though there was a hurricane. The tree fell on the house while I was at work, and the neighbors actually got it off the house for me before I even got home from work. So shout out to them. I got some good neighbors. That tree did fall from their side of the fence over, so I guess kind of they're a little bit responsible, but they came and cleaned it up. House was slightly, just a little bit damaged. We needed a new roof, insurance. Did their part. They had to pay part, but the neighbors kept the trunk. Tried to get it off them if they wanted it, but then they just ended up chopping it and burning it. So it kind of hurt my feelings a little bit. I would have gladly traded them plenty of firewood for that. But so less than ideal pieces of wood, and they had already cut these up into sections, so I didn't get any like long logs, which would be much more ideal for drying. This is also my first time ever. I have no experience in drying hardwoods out and trying to use them for anything. But I know you should generally just like have longer slabs and let it dry over a slightly longer time. You'll get less cracking and stuff, so you'll get a lot of cracks. So it's definitely less than premium wood, but it's also, it actually is really nice looking grain and it's actually some nice looking wood, and it still gets make things. So I think I'm gonna take this piece here. I don't have a joiner or a planer to run these pieces through to flatten and smooth them, so I'm gonna try to maybe hand plane and sand this down. And I think we'll make like a coat hanger for beside the front door, so it can hang like that and then put some hooks on it or whatever. And try to make it look nice. So yeah, we're gonna start with this piece right here. Try to clean it up some. Already making some progress here. You can already start to see how nice that wood actually looks down in there. There's some big gaps we're gonna have to work on here. It's gonna take me a little while. I only have this little hand plane, not even a good plane. It's really like, not for this. It's more of like for finishing, I guess. But this is gonna work. Hopefully I'll get me a better plane. Maybe I'll go get one. I think there's a cheap one at Harbor Freight. I might be able to afford. I'm doing the best I can with what I've got, It's part of why I'm trying to ask for any help possible through that GoFundMe to get some better tools and stuff. But I'm not letting lack of tools stop me right now, I'm gonna get going through this. I'm gonna do the best I can. Let's get back to work. I don't know if I mentioned it, but my neighbors had cut the tree up by the time I got home, but I sliced it into planks and those rounds, just freehand with a chainsaw, and that's why it's so rough and uneven in a lot of spots like that. But getting there, looking a lot better. I kind of think the chainsaw marks add character also, but I'm kind of thinking this is going to be our back side anyway. So I'm gonna stop planing right here for right now. Flip it over and work this side some. I think I like this side better. So let's see how that plays out. Alright, we worked that face a little bit. Starting to get some sunlight. And really get a better look at what that grain actually looks like. And they're a little bit smoother. Very nice. Got a knot up here, making some rings. I like the way this, it looks like a big wave. And I like the way the color transitions, going from the hardwood out to the live edge. Like that. It's going to be really interesting to see how these colors really pop once you put some oil or something on it, some kind of finish on it. It's going to look nice. Look at that. So I'm going to sand it a little bit, starting with some 80 grit. This is the cheapest sander I could get. Got it on Amazon. La Chica. Hi Chica. Yeah, we're going to start with an 80 grit. Like I said, I don't know if I really even want to take all of the chainsaw marks out. I kind of like a little bit of character from those, but it's kind of a little bit too much right now, so I'm going to work it a little bit. I still want to leave it, kind of rustic looking, but also be able to put a nice finish on it. So we'll work that a little bit and see what we come up with. So I wanted to bring this up here in the sun, a little bit brighter sun, and take a look at it. Really nice looking piece of wood. I like this up here. The rings, shape of these rings. I like how this looks like waves. And I like how the bark ended up looking. Let's see if we can get on there. Kind of looks like hills. The landscape. I think it's a really, really nice piece of wood. Got a lot of the chainsaw marks out. I'll probably sand a little bit more, trying to get some of these spots out. And then go with maybe like a 120 to make it a little bit smoother. I like that. I think it's going to be a really nice combination of just really nice looking wood and then like really rustic looking with the saw marks still on it and stuff. I think I'm going to put 4 hooks along the bottom for like jackets and hats, and then like 3 hooks up top here for car keys. And I have this custom brand I ordered this on Amazon. It's backwards because you flip it around and stamp it on there. Well, it says we survived Hurricane Helene. We survived Hurricane Helene, September 2024. I've tried this a few times and made like some refrigerator magnets and stuff. I'll show you one later. A little bit difficult sometimes to get the whole thing super hot. You got to get it like super hot, the whole thing. Sometimes I get half of it hot enough, but one corner or something doesn't really want to burn in. If you don't get that one burn, it's super hard to line it back up perfectly, and then you get like ghosting or something. So you gotta try to get it on that first one. And then maybe I'll put the family name up here. Maybe just paint it on. Or over here somewhere. I don't know yet. And put some maybe mineral oil or something, or finish on there. Shellac or something, who knows. Put some hangers on the back. And then we'll see how it looks, see if we can get it on the wall. I'll have to go pick that stuff up from the store, so the hardware and stuff. So I'll be back. Alright, I was looking for individual hooks at the dollar store. They didn't have any metal ones, they only had plastic ones. But they had this long metal one with 7 hooks. It does kind of hide some of the grain, break up some of the grain, but I think that's okay. I think we're gonna be fine with that. I think it'll look decent. But they also had like all these little laser cutouts that I thought were really cool because I really want a laser cutter and engraver. And if I get enough support on my GoFundMe, it's one of the tools that I'm trying to buy. So I thought this was a cool, fun way to try out laser cuts without having a laser cutter yet. So figure out which ones I want to put on there. I do still want to get the brand on there if I got space, but yeah, I'll get all that laid out, get this screwed in, glue those on, brand it, see how it looks. Well, I guess we should put some kind of finish on it before we go gluing these on. Yeah, we'll get that figured out. So we'll just get everything laid out, figure out how we're going to lay it out, you know, like a dry fit, and then we'll come back, finish our sanding, do our finish, and then install everything. See how it looks. I don't have hanging brackets or hardware for the back yet, but we can at least, you know, we'll see what it will look like. I'll play around with these. Some really cool stuff. They had a whole lot of other stuff too. A bunch of animals, a whole bunch of different shapes, different words. So I'll figure out what I want to put on here and show you guys, and then I'll get back to sanding that, putting some finish on it. Probably just some foil, I think, you know, foil or something. Okay, I think I've decided my layout here. I really liked all these laser cutouts. I really hope I can get a laser printer. I think I'm gonna leave the brand off this one. I know it's a big part of the story on this is that it's part of that tree that fell on the house in that hurricane, but it's just already a lot going on here. So I don't know, maybe I'll still add it up here or something. Over here. I don't know, but I have this from a previous project, still plenty in there. It says to do at least 3 coats on unfinished wood, at least 2 coats on finished. So I think I'm going to do 1 coat straight on the wood without anything else on here. Put the cutouts back on, leave the hooks off. 2 more coats, let that set, and then put the hooks back on when we're done. So I'll work on that. It says to put your coats within 2 hours of each other or a full 72 hours later, but it doesn't say how long you should wait. So I'm gonna give it like maybe 30, 45 minutes between coats, and I'll show you what it looks like at each step. Alright, that's what we look like after our second coat of the polyurethane is dried, or mostly dried. You see that on camera, a little bit of a shine to it. I'm still going to do at least 1 more coat. I think just 1 more coat. I'm very pleased with the way this is coming out. It's beautiful. Look at that. I love the saw marks being left in it, so I actually really love that. So we'll do 1 more coat, and then we'll have the hooks on it like that. And I did get some hanging hardware for the back, so we'll go ahead and get that put on after the last coat is dry, and we'll see our finished product. So my mom saw it and decided, come on, hey. She wanted to keep it on the back of her bedroom door to hold her bags. So that's what we mounted it there. Holding it nicely. So If you liked the video, please give me a like. If you want to see more, subscribe. If you want to help me out, share, comment, and consider donating on my GoFundMe. Thanks.